Hi folks, TheFilipinaPea here, telling it like it is. Over the past 4 years, I've done my best to warn you guys about the many ways you can easily be scammed when you try to find the perfect woman online. I've seen all their tricks. I've even interviewed a professional scammer. But despite my best efforts, I hear from guys every day who have been fraudulently separated from their money. Now, a lot of you folks that are listening right now seem to think it could never happen to you. You'd see these scams coming a mile away, right? And yet, it does happen over and over to people just like you. Sometimes it's only a couple of bucks. Sometimes it's a lot of couple of bucks. And occasionally, it's your whole life savings. One of my viewers recently got taken for $58,000. Another one for $12,000. And the list goes on and on. The thing is, the more money these scammers get, the more scammers join the feeding frenzy. And there seems to be an increasing number of both professionals and amateurs who realize they can make an easy buck off the unsuspecting man looking for love in a tropical paradise. But how do they do it? And why do so many guys fall right into their trap? Now, I know this is a serious subject, but you know me. There's nothing wrong with mixing a little humor with the advice. So get ready for 10 ways to spot a scammer. The Filipina phone fiasco. Just how many ways can you abuse a phone? Well, it seems like scammers have all the bad luck in that department. She'll tell you her battery's dead, she's out of load, her screen's cracked, her camera's broken, her phone was stolen, or she accidentally dropped it in the toilet bowl. All these excuses have only one goal, and if you want to keep talking, you gotta keep paying. She'd love to keep in contact, but the next step is up to you, and it won't be cheap. The endless separation. Now here's one you really gotta watch out for. You meet the perfect Filipina online. She's loving, caring, gorgeous, intelligent, and separated from her husband. They haven't seen each other in years, she tells you. But if she only had the money to get an annulment, she'd be yours forever. Well, you know there can't be hanky-panky till the paperwork's finalized. So it's foreigner to the rescue. And you dive in wallet first. 5 years and $10,000 later, your money's gone and so is she. Right into the arms of the guy she really wanted to marry. Hiding the sausage. Not that bedroom game. This game is far less satisfying. You know that amazing person you've been chatting with online? She's perfect. She's a unicorn. But I hate to tell you, this particular creature has its horn in the wrong place. Check the Adam's apple. Maybe the hands. But what you really need to be checking is conveniently out of reach, which might be for the best. Where's Crocodile Dundee when you need him?
Oh, that was a god.
The bare truth. You just started texting each other, but right away she wants to move to another platform for a video chat. And whoa, where did that come from? The conservative mother of two, whose profile says she's a traditional provincial woman, is now standing there in all her glory. You were excited about seeing her, maybe even meeting her mom, but the image on your screen is definitely not family friendly. The only thing she's wearing is a smile, and the only thing she wants is to hypnotize you long enough to implant a command in your suggestible brain to send her enough money to keep the show going. It's puppies for pesos and bazookas for bucks. You get a free taste, but the next bite's gonna cost ya. The multitasker. She talks to you several times a day. You video chat all the time, and you're pretty sure you know her situation at home. But when you whisper sweet nothings in her ear, make sure you speak loudly enough so that her husband sitting across from her can hear you too. Yup, this one's already got a full house. But there's nothing like being self-employed and working a little side job from the comfort of her own home. Her husband will look the other way, but only as long as you're sending support. You dream of the day when you and your woman will finally be doing the horizontal hula. But she and hubby just finished doing the bongo on the sheets you just bought her. Let's make a deal. She chose you as the prize today, but if door number 2 looks like a bigger haul, watch out. Hypergamy isn't a scam in itself, but when a woman knows in advance that she'll be exchanging her winnings till she gets to the grand prize, you're the one getting zonked, and the phrase, "come on down," will only be referring to your bank account. The silent scammer. She doesn't ask for a single peso, so how could she be a scammer? Well, she does keep mentioning her throbbing toothache and her inability to afford soap. She will let you forget for a minute just how poor she is and just how wonderful your life is by comparison. She'll have you feeling so guilty by the third phone call that you'll be shipping her so many cargo containers of stuff that she'll run out of storage space before the shipment from the next guy arrives. But she's not asking for money, so where's the harm? Remind yourself of that question after you realize you just bought her a condo to store all the loot. World of illusion. Why does she look so perfect? Because she is. Perfectly fake anyway. Old photos from 10 years ago. Pictures of local celebrities. Stolen photos from other profiles that have been AI enhanced. This woman, if it even is a woman, thinks if she can dazzle you with her looks, she can snag you with her hooks. Demand a video chat. And this may become this. Still interested in that sari-sari store you were about to invest in? The only thing sorry is you after you realize all the time you wasted. The family affair. This one's got the whole family in on the act. They know she's married, has 3 kids, and another one on the way. But don't expect the truth from her mother, her brother, her sisters, or any of the 42 guys she calls cousins. The ends justify the means, and if you're a man of means, it means you're their kind of man. Viva la visa. The girl you're chatting with would love to come visit you, but of course she can't afford the necessary fees and paperwork for the visa. She needs money for the application, but that's just the beginning. Even if you agree to finance the visa, there will be countless other expenses and setbacks, including medical tests and bank certificates and transportation fees to the embassy. After you've jumped through all the hoops and she's finally at the airport, she'll inform you that the flight's been overbooked and now she's stuck in Manila with no place to stay. She needs even more money for a hotel and meals. For the next week, she says they keep preventing her from boarding because she doesn't have the right clearances. You won't find out how badly you've been used and abused until her arrival date has come and gone, and you finally realize that the guy she's using the visa to come visit isn't you. House of Glass. While taking care of your affairs back in the West, you let your girlfriend oversee the building of the dream home in which you both will live. She shows you the deed to the property, photos of the progress, detailed receipts for the building materials, and even discuss the project with the contractor. As the house nears completion, she takes you on a video walkthrough tour, and the two of you discuss all the places you want to christen with your love. When you finally arrive and knock on the door, the actual homeowner answers, but your girlfriend and your $90,000 are never seen again. And yes, that happened to someone I know. So that's 10 more tactics that scammers use to keep your eyes closed and your wallets open. Now, of course, not every woman you talk to online is up to no good. Most women are there for the right reasons. But if you want my advice for avoiding almost every single scam, it's really quite easy. I've said it a million times, but we have a lot of new folks watching today. So let's catch them up to speed and go over this stuff again. Never send money to someone you haven't met, unless you're okay with the possibility that you're being taken for a ride. I'm often surprised by the attitude of you guys that say stuff like, "Oh well, who cares? I can afford it. And she probably needed it more than I did." That's a lot more forgiving than I would be. But you do you. I recommend that you tell a girl right off the bat that you're not going to be sending them a single peso until after you meet in person. And even put that in your dating profile in big, bold letters. That wording is kryptonite to potential scammers, or even to regular women who might be tempted to milk you a little if you give them the chance. When they see that you know their games, they're more likely to move on to someone else and stop wasting your time. I know it might sound a little harsh and unfriendly to start out by saying no money, but an honest woman will understand that you're probably under attack by swarms of blood-sucking scammer mosquitoes, and she won't take it personally or like an accusation. Plus, you can always change your mind later on if you see that the woman you're talking to is a special exception. The other thing I do to protect myself is to also make it clear on my dating profile that I was only interested in chatting with single women, not separated women. The meaning is totally different here. And if a woman tells you she's separated, what she's really telling you is that she's legally married. And dating a married woman, even if she hasn't seen her husband in years, can be a risky proposition that could end up with you in jail or getting extorted. I did an entire video on why you shouldn't date a married woman. But for those of you new folks who are gonna ask me how to tell if a woman's single, there's an easy test. Before you get too deep into a relationship with someone a continent away, ask for a SANUMAR, a Certificate of No Marriage, which will show if a woman's ever been married or had an annulment. It won't tell you if she has any kids, so you have to figure that one out yourself. It'll cost her about $4 and a trip down to the statistics office. And if the woman you're interested in doesn't gladly provide it, something's fishier than a wet market. I cannot tell you how many buckets of tears would have been saved by that simple piece of paper. But the choice is yours. Listen or don't. My main point is that you need to stop doing things backwards. Most guys start chatting with any woman they find attractive. And by the time they start seeing red flags, like the fact that she's married or that she's gonna be asking for money, they've already invested their time and emotion. And they're more likely to overlook the bad stuff and wind up wasting half a year on a woman that was never right for them in the first place. Instead, set your boundaries from the beginning and only chat with the women that meet your standards. You'll save yourself a lot of time and money. Well, that's it for this episode, and I'll be back on Friday to make you laugh, make you cry, or make you think. You just never know which one. Okay, Mom, let's go over the schedule for today. Who's first?
A call from Billy at noon.
Which Billy, Mom? There are 3.
Billy Bob Baker, then a video chat with Thomas at 12:45.
Thomas? I can't video chat with him, Mom. We told him my camera was broken, so he'd send a new one. I think he might be set in a trap. Just cancel him until the new phone gets here. Jeez, Mom, don't be such a rookie.
All right. Keep your shirt on. Let's see. You're supposed to call Peter at 1:30.
Which number do I call him from? Isn't it the one that's supposed to have the bad speaker? I'm gonna need you to make static sounds in the background when I talk to him, okay?
Like this?
Perfect, Mom. Very convincing. Okay, what about 2:15? This is no good. You've got 2 guys in the same slot. I'm gonna have to get Auntie Julia to handle one of them and pretend she's me. Hey, Auntie, can you try to sound just like me? Sure, I can sound exactly like you. Excellent. Okay, then you're at 1:30 with Dirk. Dirt? No, not Dirt. Dirk. I know they have weird names, but just roll with it. You gotta meet this month's quota. This is ridiculous. I don't want to do this anymore. I quit.
Honey, the $500 for your visa just arrived.
So, who do we have at 3 o'clock? Maybe we could just reschedule James until 4 and just cancel Jonathan, or maybe just could do a conference call. If you think about it, I'm kind of like your nurse, attending to your needs and making sure you get a healthy dose of what's good for you in the form of informational and funny videos. After all, laughter is the best medicine. The only thing I ask for my service is that you hit the thumbs up on this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so I'll know when you need assistance. Please also check out my Patreon page for extra content and exclusive features. And while you're recuperating, why not enjoy some of my other videos too? So, are you ready?